Hello YouTube and welcome back to IT News. In today's video we'll be taking a look at some of the most incredible Ben Shapiro moments. But first, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel to see more content like this and much more. Click on the bell notifications too so you get notified every time we upload a new video. Alright, let's just get right into this. First, we have Ben Shapiro talking about a various number of things. He believes that some of the things he's mentioned are stupid and he just doesn't care about anyone's feelings. Like, check this out.
Here are the terms that we're going to go through and talk about today. We're going to talk about diversity. We're going to talk about white privilege. We're going to talk about trigger warnings. We're going to talk about microaggressions. And we're going to talk about safe spaces. So the Hall of Fame of stupidity.
Basically, he's saying he doesn't like soft people or SJWs. He goes on further and directly tells people that he does not have a care in the world about how they feel. Then there were some SJWs that weren't allowed in and they started shouting.
For some people, so consider this your trigger warning. I don't care how you feel. And if your feelings are hurt, I'm not sorry in any way. No.
They were shouting for Ben to let them in which he said no to. The people in attendance found this really funny. Ben couldn't help but smile too. Ben then explained why he's not letting them in and he had a pretty good reason. Within his reason, he had a cheeky diss at them too.
The reason I say no, I'd be happy to let people in if they're not screaming, but the reason I say no is because it's a fire hazard, and the last time people tried to create a fire hazard, they pulled the fire alarm in the middle of the lecture.
Don't give them ideas.
And I know, they don't have many of their own.
Funnily, someone in the crowd told him to not give them any ideas, to which Ben replies, they don't have many ideas of their own. I'm sure if they heard that, they would have been absolutely triggered.
Because I watched that campaign, I don't think that Donald Trump could collude with his own left foot.
Ben Shapiro caused a bit of a stir when he appeared on Real Time with Bill Maher. Him and Bill were on a debate about Donald Trump and it was surrounding his presidency. They were debating whether or not Trump colluded with Vladimir Putin. The two divided on the situation. Bill believed that Trump and Putin did collude, while Ben wasn't so convinced. He believed that while there was a possibility that they did collude, he doesn't think that there's enough evidence to suggest that they did. Ben then came out with something that made everyone laugh. Ben said, I do not, because I watched the campaign and I do not believe Donald Trump could collude with his own left foot. Wow, that's some way to say that someone is not the brightest. That is one of the best things that I've heard Ben say in a while. Ben followed it up by asking Bill if Trump is a doofus or a genius. Ben does not think that Donald Trump is capable of being both. Now we have the debate that made Ben Shapiro shoot up in popularity. It was this heated debate with Piers Morgan. This came after the tragic Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting in December 2012. He appeared on CNN's Piers Morgan's Tonight on January 10th, 2013 to speak about gun control.
You've kind of been a bully on this issue because what you do, and I've seen it repeatedly on your show, I watch your show, and I've seen it repeatedly, what you tend to do is you tend to demonize people who differ from you politically by standing on the graves of the children of Sandy Hook, saying they don't seem to care enough about the dead kids. If they cared more about the dead kids, they would agree with you on policy. I think we can have a rational political conversation about balancing rights and risks and rewards of all of these.
Ben made a very controversial claim. He said that Piers Morgan is a bully who tends to demonize people who differ from him politically by standing on the graves of the children of Sandy Hook, saying that they don't seem to care enough about dead kids. This deeply offended Piers and he made it clear to Ben that he was offended by what he said. Ben said that Piers has the ability to deny that and he believes that's what he does. Now we have Ben Shapiro who has some gifts especially for the SJWs that were in his attendance. His gifts were pretty much insinuating that SJWs are soft. The gifts were pretty funny, like check this out.
You're wearing around these safety pins. I brought a whole pack of safety pins just for you. And then to accompany those, I brought the diapers you ought to be wearing. So you can pin that up. You self-indulgent, pathetic children who can't handle anybody who has an opposing point of view. Yeah, you're real strong.
Ben really went off at them and called them soft and weak. He really hates that as soon as you have an opinion that is different to them, they start whining and going crazy. He was highlighting that and got them nappies, which of course is calling them babies, crybabies if you will. He even sarcastically said that they were really tough while hiding behind the police that they complain about.
So tough you have to stand behind the security and the police officers that you're bashing every single day.
I guess this shows exactly how much Ben Shapiro truly dislikes SJWs with a passion. Ben was speaking at a university and he had many things to say. Ben eventually said something that rubbed some sections of people in attendance the wrong way. So much so they started making huge ruckus, generally being a nuisance. Ben decided to take matters into his own hands and he went to the board behind him while the protesters carried on with their madness. He wrote the word moron and made it large and bold for everyone to see and raised the board up high. Some people in the crowd got kicked out, while protesters were most likely to grind their own teeth even more. Ben was later asked if he felt threatened by those protesters, to which he replied with no and a bit of laughter. He was not bothered by the slightest. It was pretty damn funny.
Frankly, this did not look like a particularly threatening group of human beings. So I may not be a jiu-jitsu warrior, but I felt confident in my capacity to maintain my own physical safety with this particular.
Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel to see more content like this and much more. Click on the bell notifications too, so you get notified every time we upload a new video and any other content as well. Take care everyone, and we'll see you next time in YT News. Goodbye.